Hi guys, welcome back to another video here on Talkies Network on a Tuesday.
This is actually on YouTube. We are not a network.
Damn it. But either way, if you guys can read the title, we're doing an in-depth spoiler review of Dunkirk, despite the fact you can't really spoil this movie.
Look, hold on. Before anything, since I've noticed that in every one of our videos, Artur forgets to do this, we're here with Artur.
Yeah?
We're here with Nick. And once again, for the second day in a row, on a bonus day, it's JJ!
Hey everybody.
Man, you are just not hyped.
Oh, Jesus, it's so anticlimactic.
Someone has to be.
But you know what isn't anticlimactic? Dunkirk.
Dunkirk.
Oh,
So guys, before we get started on like small details of the movie,
This is a spoiler review.
yes, spoiler warning. Nick, what did you think?
I loved it.
Sorry.
Bless you, Artur.
Sorry.
God, why didn't you get all your sneezes out before we started recording?
Okay, I'll do that right now.
Are you serious? Is
One
this
more.
seriously happening?
One more.
We're on a schedule.
Continue.
Okay.
Why don't we go on camera?
That'd be fun.
Oh, good. But
Comment below if you want us to go on camera.
we have no faithful...
33?
33 strong and count. But anyway, transitioning back. To
Dunkirk.
We never stay on topic.
What do you think of the movie?
Best war film since Saving Private Ryan, in my opinion.
Jesus, big claims.
It is literally the best war film. Look, I like Hacksaw Ridge, and I like Andrew Garfield, but Dunkirk just kicks ass, man.
JJ?
I think so. Nolan's best films.
I definitely
One
think.
of or the?
No, I still like Dark Knight more.
Okay.
It's being called Nolan's best film, actually.
And I like Inception.
It's not.
You like Inception?
Memento's better.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Memento's so good.
To your two to three, you lose. Change your opinion.
I do like Inception better.
No, see, I think it's his third best film. It might be second for me. I'm still trying to figure out if it's better than Interstellar.
Okay. I think it's a very good movie. But I have two problems with it.
Want to get faults out of the way first?
Yeah,
before we
let's
praise
go.
it?
Yeah, let's go. Let's
Okay,
go. Okay,
so
what
you're-
were our problems?
Okay, you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
You go first.
Biggest problem is the aspect ratio. They did use IMAX cameras for this. Now, it does change and it is noticeable, but not in the way you would expect. I get like you see the black bars, but the color weirdly changes from camera to camera when they change the aspect. It goes more bluer and like gritty.
Do you think that was? Do you think that was an artistic choice?
If it was, I don't see the point. I get it, they're in the ocean, it's blue, and it's a war, so it's gritty, but that seems too on the nose for Nolan.
No, I only thought the color changed when
They switch back to the regular cameras.
No, when they showed only the beach scenes regularly, like in a regular camera. I did notice it when Mark Rylance and the two kids and Cillian Murphy.
No, it does.
It does?
It does.
That I didn't notice.
But that's
I
good.
noticed-
At least you did notice. I guess it didn't bother you as much as it bothered me.
It bothered me when Kenneth Branagh was on screen as the British general.
Yeah.
And that's when I noticed the more blue.
Ah, okay.
But again, much like in Interstellar, the only time the aspect ratio changes
It's scene to scene.
is mostly when characters are talking, and even then it's limited. You could tell Nolan really strived to make most of this film in IMAX.
Yeah.
And those IMAX films...
The entire first 30 minutes.
Wait.
Only IMAX.
Wait, we're doing negatives right now.
Oh, sorry.
Hold on.
Did I mean it's bad?
JJ, what's your negative?
Well, this is very typical for Nolan. He tends to do movies that play with time, and he loves to do nonlinear stories.
Memento.
Yeah, and it worked well for most.
Interstellar.
Boys. It worked well for.
Thanks, Dad.
No problem.
Boys.
It worked well for most of the film, but in the beginning, the transitions felt a little jarring, especially when it changed time of day too.
Yeah, it was.
You had no idea what the fuck was happening.
It's very choppy in the
Language.
beginning. It's very, very choppy in the beginning.
You think?
Yeah, it's because you're. I
Yeah,
get
you know
it.
What?
Yes.
It stops being choppy when we get the second perspective to the Air Force pilot crashing.
Yeah. So there's a sequence where there's 3 air pilots. One kind of falls and we don't care about him. The second one does fall and crash, and from Tom Hardy's perspective,
And we still focus on him.
yeah, and we just kind of leave the scene be because he sees like there's a ship there. The ship's gonna go grab him because he didn't see a parachute, so he's okay.
Yeah.
And then we go back to that scene where we actually see what actually happened. So he can't open up his like pod, like the window,
Cockpit?
the cockpit. He can't open it up.
Window.
Technically a window.
Yeah, and then the ship, the kid comes and saves him. Then we see it from that perspective. Before there, I didn't know what was happening in this movie.
It was
to be
tough.
honest.
It was tough to follow. I'll give you that.
Yeah. Now, do you have any more faults?
Okay, this isn't a huge fault for. I mean, it bothers me. There was a lot of writing in the beginning. There was a lot of text on screen describing things. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but I see why Nolan did it, because the film really was focusing on the soldiers involved, so they would know a lot of the larger context of the battle themselves.
I think that's what makes this film different. Unlike Saving Private Ryan or Hacksaw Ridge.
This is not character heavy.
This is not character heavy
Which
at all.
which could be considered a problem, so we'll talk about it here and in the good section, because it's a good and bad thing. There's no character for you to care about. Effectively, everyone can die, and you don't really care.
I cared about Tom Hardy.
You care because it's Tom Hardy. You don't care because that character had a particular story and a particular like family that he's a part of and you want to get back to. He was a soldier.
I didn't know which one was Tom Hardy for like a good 20 minutes because they were wearing masks.
No.
And they all
Tom Hardy in a mask.
They all sounded the same.
Can we just talk about the fact that this film has a lead, I guess. It's the kid. It's Finn Whitehead. That's his name.
Yeah.
Character name?
No, we don't know his character. Okay, that's the other thing. I don't know any of the characters' names. Do I care?
I don't think you have to know, because I think.
guess.
Okay, now we're gonna switch now to the positive section, because I think this is a positive I'm about to say. Nolan didn't give anyone names because in war, soldiers are usually nameless. Tell me one soldier you knew that fought in World War II that did a specific thing in a specific place.
Desmond, I don't know, that guy from Hacksaw Ridge.
But that's I think Nolan did so good, is not only did he capture the feeling of what it is to probably be like in the war, he captured feeling what being a soldier could be. Not everyone knows your name.
Desmond Doss, that's his name.
God damn it. You searched it up just to make a point.
I had to search it up. Desmond Doss.
That's true. Like, he did nail the feeling of a war, because the one thing you get in this film is how long is it?
It's an hour and 47 minutes.
It's an hour and 47 minutes of you never being calm. You are always in suspense of who will get killed.
God, don't call it Dunkirk. Just call it anxiety.
This movie is stressful.
It's so stressful.
Hold on, sorry. Sorry, JJ. What I thought they did really well was build the suspense. Ask our tour.
Hans Zimmer.
I jumped multiple times.
It scared me at one point.
Because the gunshots, they're like jump scares.
Yeah.
Because you don't hear, it's just a loud boom, and you're like, oh God, what's going on here?
But that's exactly how you would feel. To a soldier in a war, that would be a jump scare.
Right.
Because it's all quiet because no one wants to make any noise, and then all you hear is one gunshot, then another one, and then suddenly fighting breaks out.
And in war, and this is why the suspense in the film works, in war, you're always afraid of dying, because you could die at any moment, and that's what this film is. Everybody's in jeopardy for an hour and 47 minutes. Let's say 147.
I really like the fact that at every turn in this film, something bad happens. Because that's what happened at Dunkirk. The amount of ways that they could have gotten off the beach, royally screwed. They find a boat, destroyed. Another destroyer shows up, destroyed. As soon the Air Force is coming. No, they're not. More Navy ships are coming. No, they're not. More soldiers. Wrong.
The thing is, I wouldn't know why you'd be watching this podcast if you didn't watch the movie first.
Watch the movie first.
Or whatever. But just brief history lesson. If you don't know what Dunkirk is, in World War II, 400,000 British/French soldiers were in the beaches of Dunkirk. And essentially, Winston Churchill wanted 30,000 people back because there was going to be a war happening in England. What they were able to do was they were able to save almost 300,000 out of the 400,000.
They said 300,000, right? Yeah.
It was
around there, yeah.
The actual number is a little bit lower than 300,000, but the fact is that was a big win. The fact they could evacuate that amount of people, and they used like local people's help. They just asked, if anyone has a ship,
go to Dunkirk.
Please save as many people as you can. And we see that done like beautifully, because that's our one glimmer of hope is seeing the commander, general, admiral, whatever.
Kenneth Branagh?
Yeah, you just see.
It's like, who's coming to Dunkirk to help us? The people.
Yeah, and after all you see, exactly, all you see is just a bunch of ships getting close to shore, and you just see him smile for the first. You see the first smile in the entire
That was
movie.
a good scene.
The balance shifts.
No, God. Guns and ships. I get it.
Well, if it's because a big theme in this movie. Shut up, Nick.
Hamilton references aside, JJ.
A big thematic part of this film is the horror of war, because every single character wants to get away from the war in this film, especially
Harry Styles' character.
Yeah, Harry Styles' character.
He's not bad. He's actually pretty good.
Okay, sorry. The one thing I was worried about this film
was Harry Styles.
No, it's not him. It's the people who are gonna see this film, because I started reading reviews or like tweets on Twitter about how people saw this film and there was a bunch of One Direction fans. They were freaking out every time Harry Styles was on screen, and it messed up their viewing experience. I was really worried about that. I'm not kidding.
That sounds stupid.
No,
he's a pop artist. He's making a movie.
No, it's like One Direction fans. Like one tweet I saw said, every time someone shot in the vicinity of Harry, she screamed out, "Oh my baby." And I'm like,
oh my God, that's so stupid.
And that's the one thing I'm never.
Oh, like if we're in the theater and you just hear, oh,
yeah,
oh, oh.
Like I'm never worried about seeing a Nolan film. I know in some way it's just gonna be good regardless.
Yeah.
Like even I know I know you don't like The Dark Knight Rises. Ugh. There's still good parts to The Dark Knight Rises.
Come on, okay? There is good parts.
There is good parts. The fact that I have Artur on my side here means you lose.
There's one good part.
Change your opinion.
There's one good part to that movie.
It's Bane. Bane's good.
No, not Bane. It's the scene when Batman comes back. That whole sequence is awesome.
The fight of like 3,000 cops
versus a bunch of trained assassins. Are they trained? No, sorry, they're the people.
Yeah,
because we're giving it back to the people.
Yeah, I don't know how the people were not massacred.
Either way. Continue on, because I know one of your positives, and it's slapping a big FU to another movie that I do not like.
Oh yeah, should I say it?
Go ahead.
I'll say it. Fuck you, Michael Bay, and fuck Pearl Harbor. You took what would have made an awesome war movie and turned it into a bullshit romance. Whereas this film was okay. This one was so focused. That's what I love. It was focused on. Was it like a day or a week?
Okay, so that's the
other
thing.
How long was the time?
The beach took place over a week. The sea took place over a day.
It tells you, and it tells you.
Yeah.
And then it taken over an hour,
and the air battle took place in an hour.
So roughly, the film was a week. So like it focused on a week, one particular battle, one particular area, and it also focused mainly on British soldiers. And the film was so tightly focused, and it really that was great because it didn't go kind of out of its way to show you unimportant things like Bryan Singer's film where Hitler shows up.
What, Valkyrie?
Yeah.
God, I did not like Valkyrie.
Like, for example, they talk about Winston Churchill wants 30,000 men back. They could have had a scene with a guy playing Winston Churchill. I want 30,000 people back. I don't need you in the movie. That was not a British accent.
Is that your British accent?
No.
Are we going to talk about
I was just trying to do a really short guy that's trying to speak loudly.
We'll ignore it. But, all right.
It's a very...
But they didn't have any of that.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that this was strictly
soldier related.
Like, because... That's why I liked Kenneth Branagh's character so much, because he did serve as that guy who had his ear in England.
He stayed back.
I really like that scene. Where
he stayed back for the French.
He's like, are you coming on the boat? He's like, I can't. We have to save the French now.
Yeah.
Because there's that one soldier in the film, the guy who always hangs out with the lead, Finn Whitehead and Harry Styles, who's French. Yep. That really messed me up, because the first part of this movie is called The Mole. And you're like, okay, so hold on. Is there a German soldier there? That's why everyone's... I didn't know much about Dunkirk's, like the whole Battle of Dunkirk, but when I saw that, I started thinking, wait a minute, is there an actual German guy positioned in the British Army? No, right. No. And so then they're all in a boat, they're all getting shot at, and Harry Styles goes, "You're the mole," to this guy.
Because you haven't spoken yet.
Yeah, this guy has no lines throughout the whole film.
That was actually really cool.
He's like, one.
For one. And he goes, "You're German, you speak now." And then Finn Whitehead goes, "Dude, you gotta speak." And he goes, "Je suis French." Yeah. And you're like, he's not a mole, he's just trying to survive. And you're like, save him.
Yeah. But that's another great thing about the film. It really, there was no the Allies on Blasphemy weren't portrayed as this unified thing. They were very the countries for themselves. They were worried about the British soldiers wanting to protect the British first. They didn't really give a shit about the French.
I really like that.
There's a whole sequence
That's true.
where we don't want your injured French people.
Yeah,
British.
Yeah, only British come into the boat that we're trying to save. French people, you stay here.
No, but see, I saw one
It's
review.
actually very true. British and French soldiers did not like working together during the war.
I saw one review where they said this entire film's British propaganda. Like, no, it's not. The British aren't portrayed as that great throughout this film.
Only one person's portrayed as a good person, and
That's Mark Rylance's boat guy.
Yeah. She's the only nice. He's just, we're going there. It's our duty.
To Dunkirk.
I don't know what the propaganda would be. If anything, this film showed you why you shouldn't want to fight in a war.
No, like, so this guy was like, oh, it's just. I don't even remember the review. I just know it's out there. He was just like, oh, this is just, putting up Britain and how great they are. I'm like, dude, Harry Styles literally wants to kill a guy to survive.
Yeah.
Like, they're allies.
And he's very British.
And he straight up says, you're the volunteer that's gonna die today.
Hey, don't get mad at me. That was who Harry Styles. I don't know One Direction. I've never actually
That's
seen
Harry
it.
Styles.
That's Harry Styles.
He's a very good-looking man.
He's in One Direction. He's a good-looking dude.
I genuinely do not know who he is. Like,
Neither did Nolan.
Like, physically, I don't know what he looks like.
Wow.
Nolan, when they were casting this film, Nolan had no clue who he was auditioning. Harry Styles comes in, wows Nolan. Then they come out in an interview and he goes, he's in One Direction, right? He's like, what?
What?
It's like, well, yeah, I didn't know that when I was casting him. He goes, I cast him because he impressed me in his audition, but I had no clue who he was, which goes to show Christopher Nolan listens to good music. Sorry, directioners. Did we just lose a whole fan base there?
I don't think that fan base would actually ever come here.
Please come here. We need views.
Nick mentioned one cool thing, which was every turn something bad happens. But even at the ending of the film, where a lot of them get rescued, most of the main characters survive. It's bittersweet. I mean, because my favorite shot of the film is Tom Hardy destroying his plane, because he ends up landing on Dunkirk because his plane runs out of fuel after everybody leaves, and he has to destroy his plane so British military can't use it, and he's ambushed by them. He gets caught. It's just.
Was it British military?
No, sorry, no, German. German military. Fuck me.
They can't use it as a spy
plane. Yeah, and I like.
Oh my God, that is so smart.
And it's the best.
Jesus, Nick, come on.
And it's the best scene because it's like they won the day, but I'm fairly confident Tom Hardy's dead.
The sequel, Dunkirk 2.
No, thing is, if you take the timeline of Dunkirk into consideration, I can't remember the exact year, but there's like a good 2 to 3 years left of the war after Dunkirk.
Let me fact check that while you guys speak.
Pretty sure Tom Hardy's dead.
He's not dead.
Well, you kind of get. I like it because it's war to the point where even if you do win,
1940 was a year after the war began.
Yeah, we still had 4 years left of the war.
I mean, the biggest thing in this movie, I think, is sacrifice, because you see it a lot in the film. And the best part is, like you said, Harry Styles' character wanted to kill. The reason he wanted to kill the French guy or get rid of him was because.
I'm listening.
Okay, I don't know.
I'm here.
The reason he wanted to get rid of him was because they needed to remove weight so they could escape on the boat. And he's like, the other character, I think with the...
Finn Whitehead.
Finn Whitehead. His character, who's kind of like the main character, basically said, I would rather take the risk. I'm not leaving a man behind. That's wrong. Tom Hardy literally sacrificed himself because he used all his fuel to save everybody and got captured by German forces.
Finn Whitehead's character's name is Tommy.
Oh, look at that.
Fantastic.
And
Good thing I didn't know that.
And then George, who's the kid that went with the older gentleman and his son on the boat to rescue the soldiers at Dunkirk, he's accidentally killed.
Yeah. Rest in peace, George.
But it's all done. It's all kind of done in service of like this greater cause and saving as many people as you can.
Did he really deserve in the front page, hero at Dunkirk? He got pushed down the stairs and head bled.
Have you taken a boat ride to a major battlefield to save people?
Neither did he. He didn't even get there.
He was going there.
He was gonna do it.
Wow.
That's pretty ballsy. I wouldn't do it. I'm a coward.
Well,
good.
Well, look,
JJ, we're learning a lot about you.
Guess we know who's not saving us when the aliens attack,
or when
the machines rise up.
JJ's a robot.
That's a story for when we get a million subscribers. We'll tell that story.
How I thought for 2 hours JJ was a robot.
So in like 10 years, when this thing hopefully takes off.
But going back onto
Michael Caine's in this film.
Yeah, he's the voice that talks to Tom Hardy.
That is awesome. I did not pick that up.
Yeah, well, Michael Caine's almost like in every single Nolan movie, starting from Begins.
Tom Hardy.
No, Prestige.
Batman Begins came first.
Then Batman Begins.
Actually, also the technical aspects of the film are really great.
It looks beautiful,
but also the way they handle military hardware. Because one of my favorite moments is when you see rather than doing that awesome thing where the wheels will just come down in one swing of it, you see Tom Hardy pumping whatever lever he has to get the wheels to come down slowly.
And he just makes it.
Yeah, something about that like level of detail to the technology just makes the film really engaging.
And big positive, thank God this movie is an hour and 47 minutes.
That was enough.
I could not handle 2.5 hours of pure anxiety and suspense.
Look.
Yeah.
Look, in my life, my body just naturally shakes. And this film just elevated that, and it wasn't fun. I mean, okay, the movie I still think is fantastic. Yeah. But even Ask Artur, I didn't feel that great watching this movie.
No. But this is not a feel good movie.
But that's a good thing. Like when you watch Logan, do you really feel that good at the end of Logan?
No.
No, you don't.
You get upset.
Okay, I feel better than I did watching this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't. I bawled at Logan.
Like, there's a horribly depressing scene where they talk about how many soldiers. It's like, he needs 30,000. They're like, well, how many can we move? It's kind of like, he needs 30,000. We'll figure it out.
We have 400,000.
Yeah, and he's like, well, he needs 30. And you're like, wow, literally lives being sacrificed.
And the biggest thing is...
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
That's a very dark thing, though, especially in a war movie.
Well, the thing is that that caused this movie to be probably... I don't want to say my favorite of the year, but definitely... high up there.
I would place it in the top 3. Is it better than War for the Planet of the Apes?
Shit.
I don't think it is. I also don't think it's better than Logan.
Well, yeah.
I would
either way, this movie made me hold my breath. Like, there are parts where until the suspense finished, I was holding my breath, and then I just did a nice inhale.
You were holding me.
I got cold in the theater and anxious. So I'm just like...
It was like watching
I just hear him breathing, and I'm like, what in God's name is this guy doing? Is he the annoying moviegoer?
No.
Actually, I was doing that too.
Yeah, it's just...
You were the second breath?
Yeah, I was.
Great. Because love seeing movies with the guys from Talkies Network.
Yeah. Is every scene, because it's like we were in the war with them, every scene was just filled with this killer suspense.
And you never left the war.
How have we not talked about Hans Zimmer's fantastic score?
That's one of the reasons why this movie is so suspenseful.
Oh my God, he nailed it.
I have never seen someone do so much with a ticking clock.
Yeah.
And then there's a beat behind it, and the orchestra comes in, and you're just like,
Jesus. No, the best is the ending of the film, where all the stories have now synced up for the most part, and it's just insane because every single main character is going through some horrible crisis where they may die, and we're cutting in between all of them, and then Hans Zimmer has this intense music playing in the background, and it's like it was too much to handle.
I know it seems choppy in the beginning, like the times, like the different timelines in the movie, but like I said, after the second pilot goes down, when you see it from the boat guy's perspective, we call him the boat guy.
I like how they don't have names.
No, they do,
except for a couple.
Well, he's Mr. Dawson.
That we know.
There's George. George has.
And there's George. There's George's friend, Mr. Dawson's son.
Does nothing.
Look, all I'm gonna say is once that guy's plane goes down, everything syncs up beautifully.
Yeah.
Where you see,
because now you know where you are in the world and time with the characters.
Because it is literally like you're seeing the exact same scene consistently from two perspectives.
It's like
you're seeing
Back to the Future 2.
You're seeing the boat guy rescuing all the soldiers. You're seeing Finn Whitehead's Tommy falling off the boat, getting rescued by the boat guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then you see Tom Hardy in the sky fighting the plane. And all these three things are happening at the same time. But it works.
Yep.
I will point out one very nitpicky thing.
Don't you dare.
It immediately bothered me at the ending. Because the ending of the film, Nolan does a bit of a fake out. Everybody's saved, everybody is rescued, and then more German planes come. And your immediate thought is, oh my God, they're all going to die again. And Tom Hardy swoops out of nowhere and destroys one of the planes.
Yeah, with no fuel.
I love that.
And that's what bothers me. Because his entire story in that film is struggling to take down like 2 planes. But then he takes that one out in an instant.
Yeah, because now he's amped up. He's like, I'm going to kill them all.
No, I'm sorry. That's really weird for me.
Thing is, keep in mind the time frame of him struggling to destroy those 2 planes. It was an hour.
No, I thought
it makes sense.
It took him an hour to destroy 2 planes. He destroyed that one plane in like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
All right.
That does a little...
It's a heroic end. I get the nitpicking, and to be honest...
I feel like he should have missed, and that plane should have bombed and killed everybody.
That's what okay.
But that's not what happened in history, JJ.
We know who wins. Spoilers.
Okay,
The Allies.
So
Find a history book where one pilot miraculously destroys all the planes in 1 minute.
I will find it.
We will find
me that book.
Stay tuned.
So guys, in conclusion, Nick, out of 10, what do you give it?
I'm thinking.
First impressions.
First impression, I'm gonna give it a 9.
Okay, JJ, first impression.
I think I'm gonna give it a 9.
Wow.
I am so happy about that. We finally have the same rating.
I will feel like a dick for my rating. I give it an 8.5.
That might be the highest rating you've given to a film all year.
That's actually pretty impressive.
No,
Yeah.
you gave
Wait,
War
that's
for,
the
you gave War for the Planet an 8.52, and I think you gave Logan the same rating.
What do you give Spider-Man: Homecoming?
It's not quite an 8. I told you when we left the theater, I'm like, it's an 8. After I stepped out of the theater, I'm like, wait, it's actually more like it's like a 7.7.
We're gonna discuss this later.
I really like Spider-Man: Homecoming.
All right, so guys, thank you once again for joining us.
That was our Dunkirk review.
That was our Dunkirk review. The reason why I had to do it is we had to split. There was Comic-Con this week.
We were gonna do it in the podcast yesterday.
Yeah, but it was already
tired.
it was already an hour in.
We can do what we want.
Yeah,
it's our site.
Pretty much.
So it's our site, our channel. But Nick, what is our site?
Oh, our site is www.talkiesnetwork.com. JJ, what do we do on that site?
We release. Oh my god.
I gave you one task.
I know. I almost went with the
task.
You know what?
We have articles related to news for movies, TV shows, comic books, video games, anime, and we also do many editorials, which is the most fun part of the site.
Yeah, they are. I like doing top 10s.
And remember.
Stay tuned for a ranking of Christopher Nolan's films.
Yeah,
now I'm obligated to do that. So I'll write something.
That is true.
I'm gonna rank all the Nolan films.
Dark Knight Barry #1.
Artur and JJ are not gonna agree with the ranking.
I probably will. And
not changing
as always, please like and comment and subscribe. It helps us out a lot. We need the views.
Please.
We are very shameful.
Seriously.
We have no pride.
Not at all.
JJ does.
Well, JJ. Well, is this? When's the next video that JJ's gonna be in now?
Don't know. We'll find out.
3 weeks? Wrong. We'll figure it out.
All right. Bye, guys.
Later.
Bye, everybody.